a dream last night that you that we were filming this podcast and you went, "Oh, I'm too nervous to do the intro. Can you do the intro?" So I was like, "It's okay, shy brother," and I was like, "Hello and welcome." And yeah, that was
quaking.
That was my dream last night.
Well, that's a good start. Welcome everybody to the 14th podcast since quarantine started, and the 8th with the twin brother. We're here Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're still doing it consistently. It's the morning. It's 11:30, and you leave for work in an hour-ish, right?
About an hour and a half now.
Oh, hour and a half. Okay, so just want to put this out there. Last episode, unpopular opinions. Got a few dislikes, which I thought was funny. No, here's the thing. No comments from the people who disliked saying, "This is why I disliked. Your opinion sucks. Let me debate this." It's just people just dislike and leave. Although I will say this. I don't think out of the, say, last 5 dislikes of the video, I reckon 4 of them wouldn't have disliked it if it had 0. Because of the whole herd mentality thing.
Yeah.
I did this once as an experiment. Shane Dawson, sorry, but you're doing fine for yourself. But Shane Dawson on his second channel uploaded, and I was the first one to the video. And I thought, what would happen if I disliked this for no reason? I disliked it, and then after an hour of uploading, instead of the usual 200 or so dislikes, there were 2,000. Just because people go to the video. It was just a normal video that people would like any other video. But just because people went to the video and saw, like the first people that went to the video would have seen a dislike compared to no likes, they were like, all right, something's up, and they just disliked it. And I mean, obviously, yeah, Shane Dawson's a multimillionaire, so he doesn't care, but I tried it. It's just true. And it is, yeah. I don't know, I mean, because you're more inclined it's like if you watch a movie that has a negative review, you know? If it has a negative review, you're going to at least go into it thinking, I'm waiting to be disappointed. And then it takes a lot for the movie to actually impress you. And
again, you go in with like high reviews, and you go in, and it's like you just get disappointed.
Yeah, I think that was what happened to me with Toy Story 4, but not because of reviews, but because I went in with such high expectations.
Yeah, the thing, do you know what? We studied the Toy Stories at uni, and we looked at Toy Story 4, and we're saying that actually Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are very cohesive and have a really clear kind of narrative structure. And actually, Toy Story 4 has a totally different kind of narrative.
Yeah.
Like, actually...
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Although actually I had a dream last night, again, about Toy Story, funnily enough, where I was telling someone how rubbish the first one is on the basis that... This was in my dream.
Animation sucks?
No, on the basis that, like, really, there's no one likable in it. Because Woody is not very nice in the first one. Yeah. Buzz is annoying in the first one. And actually... Woody's kind of the villain, and then they sort of go, "Oh wait, we can't have him as the villain." He kind of is. Sid in, and then when Buzz is there, like, "I am Mrs. Nesbitt." It's like, actually, you know, at that point, it's actually a bizarre film.
It's a bit of a scary film.
Actually,
in
Toy
some
Story
ways, it's a bit like
uncanny.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
It's like,
and again, Toy Story 4, a little bit disturbing with the dolls and the. But again, there's no real villain because you end up kind of supposed to be rooting for the villain.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah.
At least Lotso's a great villain because he's cute and cuddly but evil, whereas the other one, like, it's just a bit weird.
Toy Story 3 had a very Disney Pixar vibe. And Toy Story 4 was it was just different.
Toy Story 4, what I would say, terrible message, right?
Right.
The message of Toy Story 4 is leave your kid for a woman. that is literally what happens. Woody leaves his kid for a woman.
His kid?
Yeah, Bonnie, his kid. Like,
oh,
his
right,
kid.
his owner.
Yeah, but Bonnie's his kid.
Right, yeah, I get it.
He leaves his kid for a woman, and I just think that's a terrible message.
So, like,
he would never have done that for Andy.
He left his parents for a woman.
No, because the toys, psychologically, toys take on a parental role. Although, weirdly enough, again, my lecturer was saying that he reckons
But don't the kids take on a parental role?
Well, this is the thing. My lecturer thought that the Toy Story was about how the toys are the kids, and when, like, in the second one where Jessie gets, like, not loved, that's that kids relate to Jessie being like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so scared my parents are going to get rid of me," and it's like, no. The toys are the parents, and so because the toys get upset when the kids grow up.
Yeah, okay.
But
could be seen either way, actually. Yeah.
So it can be seen either way. But what I would say basically is, Toy Story 4, leave your kid for a woman, and go off on loads of adventures.
Yeah, but then again, I would say because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you are who you need to look after, and the whole goal is to find that person that you connect with, and it's up to you. You're like, you should spend your life with them.
We should add that to the unpopular opinions list.
Why?
Right there.
No, so what do you say? Like,
I would say, if you bring a kid into this world, or you have a kid, it is your responsibility to look after said kid and put that kid before anything else.
But I'm saying that the toys, I'm saying it from the other side of the coin, where the kid is the parent. It's up to the toys as the children of the parent to grow up and go find their love and do their thing. The kid's gonna grow up.
No, but the point is that he's left his kid before the kid's grown up. That would be like if the toy's the parent.
That'd be like me at 10 years old.
That'd be like mum and dad being like, right, it's like Pokemon. Now that you're 10 or 11, go out into the world
Yeah,
and fight
exactly.
loads of monsters. Bye-bye.
Go for it in a bit.
It's a terrible idea.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah, but it's not the kid that's chasing the dreams. Like Pokemon's
No, but it is
parent.
for me. It is in my view, yeah.
No, what I'm saying
From
is,
your view, yeah, sure. But I'm not viewing it that way. That's just how I'm seeing it. It should be up to me to find my love and go and be with them. That's my goal. That's everyone's
Susie,
goal.
hello.
That's everyone's goal, right? Is that your goal?
I guess. I mean, I don't really plan on having children, really.
No, but the children. That's my point. I mean, I obviously.
But you want children.
I know. I'll be the first to say. I'm probably more so than the majority of the population. I want to be a parent. I want to be a dad. I want to be the best dad in the world. And I have the tools to do that. I'm going to be a great dad.
What tools do you have?
I'm an awesome person.
That's one.
Yeah.
That's one.
Like, I just know that I will be the best parent ever. I
You
just
want
will.
vegetables? Fine. I don't want vegetables either.
No, not like. I mean, I just will. You know what I mean? I just will. It's gonna be amazing because not in the sense of anything they want, I'll give it to them. But in the sense of any time they need me,
Yeah.
I will be there for them. Like no matter what. So and it's just gonna be great. So yeah, that's me. But anyway, the hat.
Hello.
Tenerife hat. First of all, they don't really make hats like that anymore. Like it's pretty well done with the 3D font. But if you look to the camera real quick, you can see it says Tenerife. And someone who actually views the podcast did message me saying we should talk about old holidays. And when I pitched the idea to you, you were like, yeah, it's a bit weird that we haven't spoken about an old holiday, and it's the 8th episode. We haven't touched on the fact that we've been to other parts of the world and things that have happened. So, I mean, first of all, Tenerife, that's like... Holiday destinations aside, I loved Paris. I loved America. Iceland was interesting. Tenerife will always be like my holiday happy place.
Yeah.
Obviously, other families have their own places, but this
Like
specifically to us. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. It's like because there's that element of nostalgia. I don't know if we touched on that. Like, well, that was just a conversation we had off the podcast about like turning up at Tenerife Airport and knowing where to go despite not going.
Yeah, I haven't been to Tenerife in literally at least half a decade.
Yeah.
And
I went.
Still know my way, like down the hill to the beach.
Exactly.
I know where the McDonald's is.
Yeah, because I went last year.
The all-you-can-eat buffet.
The year
I know
before,
where all that stuff is.
I went 2019, 2018,
I can see it in
2016, and then 2015 with you.
You know, there's like nice tiles and like with the I can literally see it now.
And you remember down that bit by the hill there was the fish tank where people like put your feet in the fish.
Yeah,
I did that.
And did you actually?
Yeah.
What, were they like eat your feet?
And you remember I had that like injured toe. They just went straight to it. Like they just gravitated towards the big toe, and it was tickly for the most part. But then sometimes a fish would get like a big like, and I'd be like, whoa.
Well, they go for the injured parts because
they try and clean, don't they? Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, so
did it work?
I mean, yeah, my feet felt very smooth actually, like a baby. Like not that
Have you ever stroked a baby?
No, never stroked a baby. But
Have you ever held a baby?
No, not really.
It's
not
really
like a
weird,
baby.
It's a weird feeling. Holding a baby is weird. Like someone gave me this baby to hold, and I was like, really.
I imagine the first time I hold a baby, their head just goes whoop, and I'm just like, oh.
You support the head. You support the head.
Yeah, I know. Obviously.
But, oh my gosh, it's so weird holding a baby, and especially when it starts wriggling. You think, oh gosh, it could just jump out my hands at any time.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wait to give her back.
Have you ever, like,
as cute as it was, I couldn't wait to give her back.
Held on to a wriggly thing, and it just does a thing where it's like trying to get away from you. You're like, ah.
It's like when my friend gave me their guinea pig, and I was like, just keep trying to run away. It's like it's holding a slinky with fur.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. So yeah, so I was actually going to go to Tenerife this August. I had a holiday booked, but I actually cancelled it before the whole coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
Although I think maybe by then I don't know about abroad travel, but I think July people will be able to travel within the UK. You can kind of travel within England now, but without overnight stay. But I reckon in July you'll be able to do like a stay away.
What, you reckon like hotels in Weymouth will open?
I mean,
like Devon and stuff.
Sure, if you want to be specific, yeah, why not?
I was just thinking, I don't know why Weymouth. I think it's just because it's like where Dad kind of.
Yeah, it's like Dad's
area.
Dad's area of expertise. So yeah, what would you say? Because we've obviously for the most part of our lives, for the first I remember that 2015 holiday to Tenerife. It was like we sort of knew. Because by that point, I don't know if you were planning on going to Tenerife the next year.
Wasn't.
Yeah, so we sort of knew that was going to be our last family holiday.
Because actually doing that, I remember how different the experience was because we went one evening when we went to rehearse Godot on the beach. So like AS performance, went to rehearse on the beach. And as we walked past, at least 3 guys came up to me like trying to sell me weed. And that never happened to me before because we'd always been out like with parents.
Did we
like,
actually
kids.
end up going to the beach to do that?
Yeah, we did it once.
Did we though?
The whole time we did it once.
I don't know if we went to rehearse though. I remember we went to the beach once. For
I
like
think
an hour.
we rehearsed once and then went screw it. Like we went through it once.
Maybe, yeah, because we already knew what we were off script,
we just knew
so we
it,
just kind of
like-
did it, and then that was like, oh, we're
I just
done.
wanted the excuse of like chucking you on the sand because you wouldn't get hurt, and it was the black sand, like the volcanic sand, and we had to go in the evening because it was too
it
hot
gets
to
too
walk
hot.
on.
Yeah,
Otherwise.
that was so
And,
painful.
and the amount of guys would come up to me like offering me like oh yeah, do you want to buy some weed or whatever, and I was like I forgot.
They do this too.
They do this kind of like, hey yo, you want some stuff? And I was just like,
hey, Del Boy.
I'm like, what's
Del Boy.
stuff? And I'm like,
They try and relate to you.
They
So
try and
like,
chat to you, "Oh,
I
how
was
you
wearing an
doing,
England
mate?
shirt.
Yeah, oh,
I was
England,
wearing
I love it."
an England cricket shirt with the Vodafone sponsor, and he takes out this like 50-year-old Nokia and goes Vodafone, and then he's like trying to like be my buddy because his
wants to sell me
phone
weed, yeah.
provider is on my shirt, and I'm like, aha, bye.
He was just I will come back tomorrow when I have cash, and then you just don't come back.
Yeah.
Whereas as a kid, they're like sunglasses.
Yeah. Or if you're a female, they're like, let me braid. Let me
Sometimes
braid.
you just sit down, they just braid your hair without even.
And then they
asking.
charge
and then
you.
they charge you, and you're like, I didn't want it, and then you're like, fine, cut it off, give it back.
Or yeah, that happened when me, Jasmine, Dave, and Steve went.
Did they just braid Jasmine's hair?
Yeah, and then they were like €20, and we were like, nah,
Did you just walk
because
off?
we didn't ask for it. They just sort of started doing it, and they put a thing in Steve's hair,
That was funny.
and Dave was just like, nah, and he just stood away. I don't think I got it, but Steve got a braid. I think he gave them a $5 just to get them away, and it was so awkward.
I had a lecturer who, for the whole of second year, had one of those braids in her hair, and she's like this, like in her 60s,
it's
like
her,
long,
I mean.
long. I say 60s, she's probably actually in her 50s and just not aged well, but she has this like long silver, like her hair is totally grey and silver, but she just had one of those braids, and as every time she turned around, I was afraid she was gonna like hit someone in the face with it, and she had it for like a whole year.
That's a real artsy art teacher
Yeah,
vibe.
drama lecturer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet she wore like like a poncho, like Patra off of Emperor's New Groove.
I haven't seen her in a poncho, but honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
Like
She
flannel, sewed patches kind of vibe.
That's the kind of vibe. She'd go to like
Madame Trelawney
when
sort of.
they did the strikes.
Yeah.
I crossed to go to a thing, and she shouted at me when I was on the bridge because she was like on the picket line, and she literally shouted,
Of course she was.
"Yo, Tom!" And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "How would you like to be paid less?" "Oh wait, it doesn't affect you. You're a man." And I just went, "Cool, Liz." And then, funny enough, Zoe, my housemate, was walking on the bridge, and I went, "But Zoe's a woman," and just pushed Zoe to the edge and ran.
Oh, this whole men-female thing, it's just like, it's so tiring.
Yeah, but you've got but I mean, apart from where I work now, I've been in a very female-dominated space like my whole life, so it's very. Yeah, I'm used to it.
It's definitely an issue, yeah.
I'm just used to it.
And now there's like the other side of the argument. People saying like 80% of suicides are male, 98% of murders are male, 70% of prison inmates are male.
Yeah.
Males also have it tough. Everyone's got it tough.
Everyone's got tough just for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. And
Holidays, right? So.
Holidays, males, men.
A
lot of men, Tenerife. That was like a gay confirmation.
Honestly, you know what? Actually, yeah. So when I was no, seriously, when I was dating my last ever girlfriend, we went to Tenerife. That was the last time.
Was
I
that
went to Tenerife.
2015? Yeah, you were like,
and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gay because I spent the whole time checking out these dudes. Like, wow, yeah.
See, here's the thing. I find on holiday, I check out dudes more than girls, and here's why. Because no, not even that. Sometimes maybe, but like I'm really into fitness and stuff. So if I see a guy that's ripped, or I'll just look at him and I'll be like, I'll either admire, appreciate the work, or I'll be like, okay, he clearly does a lot of legs, or something like that.
Like, he skipped leg day.
Like I'm just like.
No, but that's not
something
the same.
about a human. Yeah, it's not like it's never like a ooh. But yeah,
That's
I'll just
definitely not.
But
the
like
same.
the human body, I will just
It's
stare.
artwork, yeah.
I'll just be like, wow.
How do they do that? Or
You know?
rather, you know how they do it, and that's why you're impressed.
Yeah.
Because I look at it and think,
I
someone's
just
never
kinda-
had a slice of cake.
So that's the thing. Like whether it's like a really I don't know overweight man, I will just look at anyone's body because I'm just so fascinated by the body. I mean, old ladies, that's kind of more like a train wreck, want to look away but can't situation, especially in Tenerife when they let it hang. Tenerife, that as a kid, that was the first time I've ever been exposed to that. Just always old women, especially.
the worst
Why are
one
they
is
going
when
in the
it's-
pool though?
The worst one is when it's the old
Why?
men and they're wearing budgie smokers. And, like, do you remember one time?
The French love them.
There was a time that, there was this old bloke and he was there and like one of his
Oh.
had like popped out of his shorts and we were just in the swimming pool like, could you just cover yourself, please?
Oh, I just remembered something, right, that I saw on my run yesterday. Okay. Black guy, probably about 5'6", 5'7", chubby little happy-looking guy. I think he had some kind of carer with him, so I think he, wasn't all there or whatever. And I had to do a double take. The carer was like a meter or two in front of him, and I looked over this guy, and all of a sudden I was just like, wait, that's his butt. That's his bare butt cheeks, and his 3/4 lengths are down by his knees, so they like trousers down to his ankles. And I turned, when I passed him, I looked back, and yeah, it was all out. And just as I saw, the carer sort of saw, and it's like, no. So this guy just naked.
I had I had a student,
and also he was black, so
I had a student who was Italian, and when I confiscated his phone in the middle of Bournemouth, he was like, give me my phone back. And I said, no. And he just stood his ground and said, give me your phone. I said, no. And he pulled down his trousers in the middle of Bournemouth. And he pulled them down to his ankles and stood there, hands on hips, just like, give me my phone back. Like, challenge. And I just went, and the other staff member was like, oh no. And I was just like, I'm not having any of this. And so I just went, no.
Ooh,
turned around, just walked
move.
off. Turned around, just walked off. And he like shuffled after it.
Oh no!
And I thought, this looks so bad. Like, there's just this kid with his like trousers down, shuffling after me. And I just thought, this looks really dodgy. But I was like, if I give in now, every time he wants something, like imagine he just stood in the lunch queue, like, I want my lunch first. No, trousers down.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I am not giving in to this. And I'm glad I didn't, because eventually he saw that I wasn't going to and was fine. But
you've got to stand your ground.
It was a moment of like,
he called your bluff.
He called my bluff. But the problem is, I was not having it.
You can't allow that.
I am more stubborn than they will ever be.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's all a bit. Have you ever had the urge to just be naked, like on the beach? Some guys just do it.
No.
You ever gone skinny dipping?
No.
No.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I've gone like, just swimming
trunks.
Yeah, just swimming trunks, like in the
like
sea.
a normal human being.
Like a normal human being. But like, but it feels weird even just to walk around the beach.
Have you ever been in the sea and just for a second like pulled your trunks down to see how it feels, just to like be free? I gotta have.
I think I have actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I probably have.
And also, you then look around, you're like, nobody knows.
I think,
especially if you need a wee. Question, if you pee in the sea, do you take trunks down or do you keep trunks up?
Oh, I take them down. There you go. Yeah, I'll take them down.
You will?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because I feel like because then less of it gets on my trunks.
Well, I mean, yeah, naturally, but does it matter? Because you're in the water anyway, so it just kind of...
I don't know. I think my body just goes, you can't pee, you're still wearing clothes.
Oh, it's like the psychological barrier.
Psychologically, it's like, no, you're still wearing clothing. You can't pee right now.
Remember that time Mum thought you drowned and you were just chilling on the beach in Tenerife?
I just got cold, so I just left the sea.
Yeah, Mum was like, where's Tom? I was always the guy, no matter what, I'd be in the pool, the beach, the ocean, I'd be in first and out last. Like, my stamina or whatever, and I don't get bored, I'll just float around. So it was like an hour. I was still in there. Yeah, I'm always the last to get cold too. I was in there. Mum had no idea where you were. Thought you were drowned, and you were just on the beach having an ice cream.
I was literally sat behind her though.
Yeah.
But she's there panicking. I was literally behind her making sandcastles.
She thought that you were like under one of those big inflatables, just like drowning and just trapped, but you were just on the beach.
Yeah.
I nearly drowned in Tenerife. The only way I didn't is because my head scraped on the sea floor, and therefore I knew where to kick off. Because the current got me and just made me do a front flip, and mid front flip, my hair went onto the sea floor. I was like, I know where the floor is, let's go. And then I was like, and I just, felt like, just washed up to a desert island. I was like, whoa, that was rough. What would you say is the best thing you've done on holiday? Because there's a few candidates for me.
Science Park I loved, but then like Jungle Park again, really enjoyed.
Jungle Park is good, but it's less of a
thrill
repeat purchase, so to speak. You can go once every 5 years, but you can't go every year.
Yeah, Science Park you can go every day.
I would go every other day if we lived there.
Copenhagen was great because I did so much in such a short time.
So that's like a different kind of holiday. That's like a touristy, I'm dressed all the time holiday.
I went to we went to a Viking museum and I dressed up as a full Viking woman because there weren't any men's clothes left. So I had the full Viking dress, fur coat, cape, and I was there on a
like that
Viking
woman off
ship.
Simpsons,
like
that Inuit lady.
No, I was thinking more like How to Train Your Dragon, like
someone called Helga, probably.
Yeah, and I was there. And we went to the Viking Museum, we dressed up. We went to the Sailors Museum, where we dressed up again, because, drama student, love dressing up, did some origami boats. But we also went to, I went to the cisterns under the city. And it was so weird, because you had to wear, like, welly boots up to, like, your knees, because it was, it's all flooded. Yeah. And you go under, and it's this really, it's all just loads of dark archways and, like, stalagmites and stuff hanging from the ceiling. Yeah. And you just kind of, you just wade through the water. But they were playing this weird, like, creepy music, and there was an art exhibition in the cisterns under the city, so it was really hot up out there. Yeah. And then you went under, and it literally, as down each step, it got colder. Yeah. To the point that you go in, and it was basically like the idea was that this is like what the apocalypse will look like, and it was really interesting, like all these artwork and things glowing, but like it was very creepy, and I loved it. And then I say we did like a tour of we went on the, it's not canal, it's just a river, isn't it? But we went on the river. We went to the Hans Christian Andersen Museum. We went everywhere. It was great. We were going to go to a nightclub called Medusa because I was doing a project on that. I was like,
imagine.
cool, studying. But we did decide not to.
Never been to a nightclub abroad.
Yeah, it was the thing. We thought what we could. Oh, there you go. One of my highlights, actually. It was one of the funniest but greatest. Like, it was just brilliant. Opera, actually really cheap. So we went to an opera, like proper fancy opera house.
Yeah.
Real opera in Italian. Mm-hmm. But like, it's fine. There's subtitles. But the subtitles were in Danish.
Subtitles? Where? Like?
So at the top of the screen, sorry, it's not the screen. At the top of the stage, they have like massive subtitles.
For what they're singing?
Yeah, because they're singing in Italian, but it's not an Italian-speaking country. So they're singing in Italian, but the subtitles are in Danish. So we were.
I'm sure we can figure this out.
We were absolutely screwed because we were sat there. But you know what? It was brilliant. I mean, admittedly, the soprano got shot like about 20 minutes in, and just sort of died, and occasionally came back to life and died. Like pretty much
in
the
show.
entire. Yeah, pretty much for like the entire show. I don't think she actually died until the last song. Like, and it was very long. I didn't really have a clue what was going on. And there was okay, so you've got to imagine this. There was like a permanent treadmill, like conveyor belt on the stage, and just an endless sofa. So this sofa just kept going. Occasionally there'd be a gap with a lamp or something, but it was just an endless sofa. And all these like people wearing like morph suits crawling around and like being clones of each other, and wigs flying everywhere, and people kind of getting all weird. And there was like this kind of like orgy on stage. It was all very weird. I had no idea what was going
European.
on. I had absolutely no idea what was going on.
So what would you say
brilliant.
Was your,
So
if you
really
had to put
that.
a top 3 holiday moments? Does America make the list?
Well, I don't know, you see, because I remember I enjoyed going.
The zoo was sick.
Because the rodeo was pretty fun.
Oh, the rodeo.
We went into the actual.
I must have told this story on this channel so many times
chased
when I stacked it into the mud. Did you get in the ring, or were you too?
Yeah, I got in the ring. I was just nowhere near the.
Really?
The thing
Did you get in the ring? I don't remember.
Yeah, no, because I distinctly remember going in, and seeing a kid and being like, he's totally done this so many times, he's gonna get it. Like I was so small, there was no way I was ever gonna catch up to the.
See, I was so close.
I wasn't even close.
So basically, Tom and I, they said a bunch of all the kids, they're like, get in the ring, in the dirt ring in this stadium or whatever, and they basically, obviously the adults, they deal with the balls and everything, but they had this calf and they tied a ribbon around its tail. First kid to get the ribbon gets a pair of authentic, worth hundreds of dollars cowboy boots.
Yeah, like,
I wanted those boots so bad.
What's funny though is like I look back on this and obviously I'm not sure they'd be allowed to do that now because it was 12 years ago.
Yeah, they would.
Like, I'm not sure like animal cruelty wise.
No, they would.
To do that.
They would. It's Texas.
That's true.
It's Texas. They so would. And the thing is, they line all the kids up and they have a presenter at one end, and they basically make you face the presenter, and they lead you to believe that the calf is going to come up by the presenter, because he goes like, and here we go. And our auntie, who's been to the rodeo before, gave us the tip off that they were going to release the calf behind us. So as soon as the presenter was like, and here's the calf, all the kids were looking that way. I bolted it the other way, and I got so close to this little animal, and it darted me, and I thought the only way I'm going to get to this is if I jump. And I jumped for it, and it moved, and I missed. And just straight in the mud. And in the old recording, I don't know if it's on like an old PC that we have somewhere, you can just see a few seconds, like 10 seconds or so after I do the jump, just me run back across the frame to try and catch up. But by that point, this other kid chases it down and gets it. So I'm guessing you were just like in the riffraff.
I wasn't even
just
close.
Sort of running about. I was so close. I can't believe it. And also, I was thinking this morning when we were thinking about discussing holidays and stuff. Do you remember that? We went to this sort of resort. For most of our American holiday, we stayed with our auntie at her house. We went to this resort for our actual birthday. And there was a really big bathtub.
Yes.
And we both went in it.
Yeah.
And we were both naked.
Yeah, but it's huge.
And the family were all there. And they filmed us.
Yeah, we were like...
It was like bare bum on the camera. I mean, but we were 10.
Yeah.
Bit weird.
Yeah, but
why did we get into a bath together?
It was so big, they wanted to prove we could both
And why did we wear swimming trunks?
Because it was a bath, not a swimming pool.
But I know, but we were swimming around in it. That was like the point to show how big. I just thought it was a bit weird. I just distinctly remember the video clip of like just my butt just out.
I do remember as well the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody episode where they got superpowers.
That was out in America.
Was out in America and not here. So we watched it when we were in America, and then we came back and there were these adverts like, oh, a new episode. We were like, seen it.
Yeah, and also that's when I first got introduced, before it became a meme, the B movie. because it was released in America before it was released here, and that we got it from Walmart. I think Antonita got it for us, the B movie, and that's when I first saw it.
Because we ate Lunchables when we watched it, didn't we?
We ate Lunchables quite a lot. That was a memory. I remember eating Lunchables outside the zoo when we went to the zoo. The thing is, I just love about America is just everything's so big, and I love the simplicity of just walking around the neighborhood. And just thinking, I feel like an American. Everything's big. I know the houses are made of like cardboard. They're not. But they're so big and they look so good. And it was so hot. And I just wanted to live there.
Yeah, because she had like a fake snake in the garden to put off the birds or something.
Yeah. And the grass was like thick, dry. And I know, obviously, Americans, their healthcare kind of sucks. And like I see things like people saying, here's a 300 grand house in America and it's like a mansion, and here's a 300 grand house in the UK and it's like a semi-detached.
Yeah.
But then the argument is, but UK you have free healthcare, and America you might pay like $30,000. And I'm like, but if I have to pay $250,000 for a house in America that costs $1 million in the UK, I'll pay $250,000 and I'll pay $500,000 on healthcare. I'm still $250,000 up. Yeah. Give me the house, like please. So
you're planning on moving to the US then?
I mean, I just that would be great, but the family's just like, it's just too much. Like it's so tough. It's so tough. I don't know. That's the thing. That part of me's like, I just would love to live in Tenerife, even. But you mentioned Ripley's.
Yeah, because I didn't go into the horror section because I was like,
you were being scared.
I just don't do. I have such vivid nightmares.
The jump scares were so good.
I was like, I don't do that kind of thing.
I kind of forgot about that briefly, but yeah, I remember I was hiding. I got jump scared and I hid behind Antonita. I think it's just, yeah, it was. Oh, I remember in the mirror maze, because obviously in the mirror maze you're so disorientated you can't tell if you're walking straight into a reflection. When you take that's the thing. When you take a step back, you can see a reflection, but when there's so many reflections, you just don't. So that instinct that stops you from walking into a wall, gone. I walked straight in, and like I said, in theory, like you're walking into a reflection, you're walking into yourself. How can you not see that? Exactly, but you don't.
Because it's
and I walked straight into a wall, and Mum heard the dunk from outside, and I was just so floored by it. I was like, well, I've just lost the maze, like, because there were people that that you have gloves and you be careful about it. Not me. I just thought I could do this. Dunk straight into the mirror. But
we took the students into a mirror maze, and it was so stressful because like some of them come out and some of them don't. I just think, where are they? Like I honestly, every time we go somewhere that there's a maze, I just don't tell the students there's a maze because I just don't want to lose one of them.
Do you remember the Polton's Park maze? Such a small little maze, but it was always something exciting we did. And despite going,
they've gotten rid of the dinosaurs
and completing it. I didn't know that.
They've also, that. Obviously,
isn't it like run by Peppa Pig now?
And safety. There is a Peppa Pig section, but health and safety wise, that big slide next to the massive
yes, the one that you would probably break your arm on.
All rides like that are gone.
They were so good. You guys don't know the ones where you get in a sack and you just slide down. To be fair, there was minimal safety, but that's the thing. The world just didn't care as much back then. But also, people didn't care about getting hurt as much.
No,
people weren't looking to sue companies over everything.
No, because one of the people that works on the site worked at Polton's Park.
Yeah.
So he was telling me like how things have changed. Like, do you know Percy the Scotty the Clown's not there anymore.
That's a throwback.
Percy the Owl's not there anymore either. They now have these like mascots who do like a dance show instead of Scotty the Clown, and then take pictures with the kids. Because apparently Scotty the Clown, people were starting to get bored.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, the guy's probably washed up.
He's probably like in his 70s.
Yeah, he probably coughs mid-show and he just like going through some stuff, But do you remember, like, when the Fool's Gold came out in the gold mine in Polton's Park? All I wanted to do was just go for gold. Yeah. I'm so money driven. I don't know why. Like, as a kid, I just
I was never money driven.
I just like, gold, give it to me. I love stuff. I mean, I say that as a joke. I don't care about money now, mostly because like I don't have to worry. Like I don't have to worry about it.
Like you.
No, that's all I've ever had. Like I've ever wanted is like. Not financial freedom, like I can't just retire.
Financial security.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. Like I'm not trying to be the richest man in the world. I just don't want to be poor. But yeah, I don't know why. As a kid, I love the idea of gold. Like, and in sports competitions, you want the gold medal. You don't want the little plastic winners medal for coming in 9th place. It's just not the one.
Do you remember Tom the Monster?
I do. I was scared.
I was not.
Going back to Polton's Park, I was scared of the log flume.
Wait, yeah, you were.
Yeah, I wouldn't go on it. It was
That's
tall,
so funny.
which is weird now because now I'm the one out of the family that would be keen to go on a roller coaster.
So I'd go on the log flume.
You wouldn't go on the Aero roller coaster with me at Alton Towers.
That's because I thought I'd be sick.
I had to go on. I'm get way more sick than you.
No, but do you know what? The worst thing was when the year that all the terrorist attacks happened in London.
Yeah.
So I love this like kind of first world problems. That my issue with the terrorist attacks was it meant that we couldn't take the kids to London. So we had 3 Saturdays that we had to fill with something else. So we took them to Thorpe Park. And I hate roller coasters. So I
love
like,
them.
So I was like, okay, I'll pair myself with a staff member who loves roller coasters. And then if there are any kids that don't want to go on roller coasters, I'll chill with them, whatever. But the kids also worked out that if all of them go on the roller coaster, both staff members have to.
Yeah, so they made
and
you
so
do it.
So there was one kid that didn't really like roller coasters, and the kids just bullied them into
Yeah.
just so they could see my face when I had to go on the roller coaster.
So what did you go on?
I don't even remember. I just remember it being very fast. I do remember another one where a kid went on it, and because they took their phone out to take a selfie, the ride just went so slow. Like if you take your phone out, they just make the ride go slowly.
Really?
Yeah. This one of the rides. They just make. If they
Is that like at the beginning of the end? Like
during the whole thing, they can just make your ride go slow, and it kept really annoying people because they literally say on the announcement like the ride will speed up and go properly when you put your phone away, and this kid doesn't speak any English and just totally. And so I'm there waving at them like. And they're just totally not listening.
I mean, mouthing "put your phone away" is probably not going to help.
Well, no, but I was actually shouting it. I didn't want to shout it.
Oh, you
right
can't speak
now.
English.
No, I know,
said.
but I was also doing hand gestures. It's like it's you.
The thing at Thorpe Park. I went on the Saw one, the one that goes like that and then goes back in on itself. And they obviously, you want to be tight in. You want to be in, crushed the ball region, crushed, and the whole ride. I was like. But I'll tell you what was scary was the Swarm one. It wasn't that tight. So I don't know if you've ever been on a roller coaster where you've got that and you've got the seat. It's nice to feel secure. When the air roller coaster went upside down, because it wasn't quite tight enough, I fully came off the seat and I was hanging on this bit. That was scary because I was like, get me in!
Copenhagen, we managed to time it for the opening of Tivoli Gardens for the season, which is just a massive theme park.
Tivoli.
And one thing is I went on those the really high spinning chair thing that goes up really high. They went so high up.
Oh my gosh,
I was freezing. Like it was so cold.
Yeah,
because you have to take your shoes off in case your shoes fly off.
Yeah, I've been
so
in that
my feet
position.
were freezing. But like Copenhagen, there is nowhere near as much like safety stuff as there is here. Like honestly, I thought I was going to fall out.
Yeah,
it was just, it was just one little tiny bar.
Those rides are like that. I think I might have been on the same one.
I was like clutching, like I'm gonna die. And then there was.
It gets really cold up there, doesn't it? When you're up there.
When I was in Disney, when I went with Lottie to Disneyland, we went on. It's so funny because.
What rides did you go on in Disney?
So her dad hates roller coasters too. So I spent a lot of time just chilling with her dad while she went on roller coasters with her sister.
Okay.
And one of the things we went on the little Peter Pan.
Did you go on Crush's
ride.
coaster?
No. There's a little Peter Pan ride, okay?
Yeah.
And it's just like a boat, and there's 2 at the front, 2 at the back. No, and it goes around something. No, but because of the way we sat on it. We put Lottie's dad like at the front, and so like the boat like tipped like forwards.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything. Like it was going like slow. Like I was like, this is quite chill, and he was there like such imaginative profanities. And you've got all these little kids like around like in these boats, and he's there going, and it was so funny. Honestly.
When you went, did you go to like how long were you there? Did you do everything?
4 days.
So you must have done a lot.
We went to every like.
Did you do the Walt Disney Studios tour?
Yes.
Where like set stuff on
fire.
fire.
With the fire
that
and
was
the water.
sick.
Yes,
did you do the Tower of Terror?
No, because it's such a long queue.
So good.
I
just
don't
good.
like the idea of falling any more than.
It's so good. Oh my goodness, I love it. But yeah, the Walt Disney Studios tour. I was like, I want to make films.
I really enjoyed that tour. It's very cool. Like the amount of I really enjoyed that. I also saw the Cars show, and then they showed you how he did it. Whereas like the car, like the driver was actually like with all the cars reversing. They weren't reversing. It was just the car. The driver's side was backwards.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Did you? So, top 3 moments, holiday moments. Tell you what, when I went paragliding, I think called in Tenerife, where they just attach you to one string and you're just flying away in the air. That is pretty scary, but I'm glad I did it. And they like dunk you, they dip you in the ocean as a joke. It's like, stop.
Can you not?
Yeah. But oh man, that's the thing. Like, I know there's a lot of people like this. The whole movement on Instagram is like, oh, you don't want to work for 50 years of your life to get 2 weeks off a year and then retire and die. What a rubbish life. But at the same time,
Great life if you do it properly.
I do love I love the holidays in a sense because they're not so frequent.
Yeah.
And they are so special. And I know you can probably get that thrill maybe like if you go on 3 holidays a year max, but then I think by that point it starts to get less exciting.
I don't know, Mum seems pretty...
Oh, yeah, but Mum's at like the threshold. Mum goes on holidays for a lot of relaxation, but yeah,
I'm not about that.
I absolutely love. I like a lot of people. I just love holidays because it's such a different environment to what you're used to, and it's
you
just,
have to worry about work or worry.
Yeah,
really.
It's the most exciting thing. Yeah, there's no worries. You're always happy, and if you want to go for a nap, you can just go for a nap. Holiday naps are like good, aren't they? You know, it's usually like 3 p.m. You've done the hot part of the day, maybe swim or go out for a walk or something, and then you have that little nap before the evening activities. Yeah, and it's just so good. And obviously the bedding's always fresh, and it's just pure white. It's quite thin, so it's never usually too hot, and it's just I love holidays so much, and I want to go on one.
Well, you
so
can afford
bad.
to go on one.
I know I can't. We're locked down.
I said you can afford to.
Yeah, great, cool. But I mean, you can afford to go on one. Credit exists. Yeah.
I'm not about that.
No,
I spend the whole holiday panicking about paying it back.
No, yeah, I don't use I only use my credit card to pay it off straight away to boost my credit rating.
Me too.
I don't even. Yeah, so it's just, oh man, I want to go on holiday so bad. Oh well. I mean, so yeah, if you had to pick a top 3, let's end on this.
I don't think I can. I think because... Yeah, I don't think I can.
Have you ever been on like a snowy holiday? Like when I went to Iceland, have you been on a holiday like that where it's just snow everywhere?
Apart from when there was snow in Devon, no.
No, it's not like a properly like
Then no.
snowy. Oh, okay, I see. Iceland was interesting.
I'd like to.
It was cool. I tell you what, the best part about Iceland was the lounge at the airport there. Because Iceland Air first class is how first class should be, by the way. I got first class on, I think, British Airways. Very disappointed. Slightly more legroom and then like a free drink. So lame. Iceland, however, the comfiest seats. Movies, all the stuff. But the main thing, the lounge beforehand, I didn't know how equipped this lounge was. But if I brought a towel in my hand luggage, I could have gone for a shower at the airport. Then the airport is just traditional for like regular families to be a sweaty, uncomfortable experience. This place, unlimited food, unlimited pizza, unlimited alcohol if you wanted. I didn't use that. Unlimited apple juice, which is so expensive. I fully indulged in that experience. It was amazing. It was the best. But
the highlight of your Iceland trip was in the airport.
It was, because we went to look for the Northern Lights, and the tour guide was convincing us like, oh yes, the Northern Lights, because obviously if we're not satisfied, chances are we might complain about his tour. So any slight glimmer, he sort of convinced us like, yeah, this is amazing. I was like, nah, it wasn't really. We didn't see the classic Northern Lights that you'd expect, but we knew that maybe we wouldn't see that. So it's going to be tough to put a top 3 moments. So how about your top 3 holidays of all time?
But things like don't really differentiate the Tenerife ones at all.
Okay.
Just lump them together.
Tenerife is a big one. I would say for me, I reckon Disneyland Paris was great when I went the first time for like a week with Jasmine and her family, because we actually got to do things. America as well was insane. Iceland's not in the top 3, and Tenerife.
I would say Disneyland Paris, Copenhagen, and Tenerife are my top. I don't think America makes
America doesn't beat Copenhagen.
It was long enough ago that I also like Copenhagen was my first holiday like without the family. Like it was just with friends.
That's big.
Like it's kind of just uni friends, kind of off on a whim. We rented an Airbnb.
That surprises me though.
Why
was
really
America not like the best 2 weeks of your life?
I don't really remember most of it, to be honest.
But was it not the best? I don't know. I've always been more pro-America.
You're really like
USA.
I'm not.
No, you're not. I'm so westernized.
You're
I
so
spoke with an American accent for 2 years of my childhood. There was a
know.
drama lesson in year 4, and my teacher was like, "You're from Bournemouth. Why do you have an American accent?" And I just didn't know. I just spoke American because I consume so much Western culture. I'm so American.
Disappointing.
America.
Disappointing.
Nah. But now I like my English accent. I feel like it doesn't sound too bad, but when you're a squeaker, it just does.
You're a squeaker?
Yeah. When you're like 9, 10, for me, 13, and your voice hasn't broken yet, English just sounds the worst. It could sound cute if you're posh, but we're not posh. I was just annoying.
Yeah.
You know?
You were.
And my American accent was also annoying. If I
Yes,
hear recordings, it's like, oh, why are you like that? But okay, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go on holiday though.
Yeah, I do
really
kind of want to go on holiday now.
And we had, ever since we first watched Up, going back to Disney films,
Yeah.
we had the agreement that we were going to go to South America.
We still need to.
And that has to be something we do
I
at
fully
some
intend
point.
to after I graduate.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have to look into it because I've never looked into the logistics of like traveling to South America or Asia or
I also
Australia.
just read a memoir about a guy that like moved there to teach English for a while. So like I'm now like proper like I wanna. Okay.
I mean, also as well, you're not like, you have little responsibilities beyond yourself, so you could be in the position to travel to some maybe even third world country or Asia or whatever, and teach English.
I was potentially going to move to China.
Yeah, you're going to
before
China.
I did my masters. I was before the coronavirus and before my masters plan. I was potentially going to move to.
I remember you saying
China after I graduated this year for just until Christmas, so just like September to December. To teach English for 3
That's like a long enough stint for it to be like a life for a while, but not to like completely commit.
Well, then they said I could then choose. They said if I did that for 3 months, I could then choose. Like they could choose to keep me on or not, and I could also choose to stay or not. Like if we both wanted me to stay, I could
you'd be
stay.
so mystical as well. All the little Asian students would be like, there's the English teacher, and you're like actually English. You're like a real life Ing. You know.
Yeah. The only problem with that is the responsibility that the English teacher has to give the Chinese kids their English names.
Whoa!
So you
Dylan.
So you sit there and you'd be like you speak to someone and they're like they come in and they're like, oh yeah, my name's Muriel, and I'm like, Muriel, and they're like, yeah, because their English teacher's like 70 years old, so they've given them names like Muriel.
You
and, like,
give them an English name?
Yeah, that's part of one of the first lessons they have because
what?
Min at uni.
What does she get called like Jessica or something?
Well, she called herself Jane, and I didn't know this because she introduced herself as Min. So when someone called her Jane, I was like, who's Jane? But it turns out Jane isn't even what her English teacher called her. Her English teacher called her Helen. And so Min was always called Helen during her English lessons, and she was like, "But I didn't like
people
being called Helen."
Given English names.
Yeah, because they seem to think that we can't pronounce the names, which is kind of true half the time. So they get given English names to make them feel more English. But yeah, they choose such bizarre names. So they always come over with like Arthur or Gerald or like really posh English names.
Douglas.
Or they come over with really American names,
Chad.
like Derek.
Hey Brett, how you doing?
You know, and like so you'll be talking to them, and like you'll be like Juan Chen, and he'll be like, my name's Derek.
Yeah.
And you're like,
my name's Brett.
It's not. Like, my supervisor was called Brad, but he quit the other day.
Brad.
Like, yeah, Brad.
Chad. My name is
Dylan.
Chad. Chad Dylan Cooper.
That's it. My name's Cooper.
Cooper. What was another name? Just American sounding names, just funny.
Austin.
Austin.
My name's Austin.
Hey Derek, you gonna go to Derek's house? It's gonna be lit. I think Americans are like that.
Funny is some of them are, like, not even ironically.
I know. Like, you see those guys, they're like, yo, we've been preparing for this spring break for a long time. If I get corona, I get corona. Like, we came here to party. I'm fine. And he's like red-faced. He's clearly on something. He's like, listen, dude, we're gonna just party because, like, we've been working for it. And like, if I get it, I'll be totally fine.
I'll be totally okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird. Americans are so dumb. Like, they're not. So they're not.
Their education system is broken.
But no, but like stereotypical, like it is just funny how much they fit the Brad stereotype and the Brad and Brittany. Like the whole video is just screaming at people like saying, Daddy paid for this vacation, so like we're gonna we're gonna turn up, and it's just like, oh dear, and he looks like such a Brad,
like, dude, from Guy and Bro.
Yeah. Oh.
Gabe,
Bob. I'm just
PJ.
Good luck, Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched American Pie: The Wedding the other day.
I've not actually watched the American Pie movies.
And the dad plays a gay guy in like a club. He plays it very well. It's just a bit weird seeing him in that setting. But anyway, that's going to do it for this podcast. It was a good one. Do you feel a bit sad that you got to go to work soon? Are you getting to the point? Is the job still okay? Like the new sort of job feeling, or is it now a bit? Nah?
Oh, this is my 8th day in a row without a day off. So like, it's just kind of It's just been so not busy that we're now actually open to every member of the public instead of just key workers and over 65s, and you don't have to book anymore. You can literally just drive up.
Really?
Get a test, yeah.
Wow.
You can.
Mum and Dad
could literally just drive up whenever you wanted, get a test, and you just register online before midnight. It's free, I think.
Wow.
And you just get a test. You get results in like 2 to 3 days.
That's pretty good, though.
And
everyone's complaining about the lack of tests. Well, now if everyone can get them, then that's up to you. You can
everyone can now get them just because.
Well, it's not really widely publicised, is it?
No, it's not this thing. I'm like, you probably only know that if you were looking for it. We do. The only encouragement is we encourage you to only come if you actually think you've got it. Like if you have symptoms.
Of course. There's no point.
If you have no symptoms, you don't think you've got it.
Can you go back like every
Yeah,
fortnight?
there's a guy who comes back every week. Because his work, and he has to, because he works for like
Yeah,
high up in the Ministry of Defence.
That makes
He
sense.
showed me a little letter. I was like, cool. I was just going to believe you. You didn't have to prove it. The amount of people who come in like, I promise I'm sick. Or they're like, look, I have an NHS card. I'm like, I literally don't care.
It's like phoning up sick to school.
By the time you get to me, like where I am, you've already gone through like 2 checkpoints and through the military. Like I am not going to check your documents. I do not care. At that point, I'm just going to give you the test and tell you how to do it.
That's how immigration becomes an issue. People like him.
Well, yeah.
Come on in, Jose.
I pretty much just assume by the time you get to me that you are safe.
You're probably good. Yeah. It's like the video of that security guard that's checking people at a festival and he just goes and doesn't touch him, just goes as if he's like, doing the rub down thing and he just goes in. Could just be a bomb, But anyway, that's going to do it for this podcast. Leave a like if you enjoy. Drop a comment down below with some of your favourite holiday destinations and stories because we'll read them as always. And true. Once again, I'll stress, drop a like. Last one got dislike bombed for the unpopular opinions, which is funny. I thought that was hilarious. But
that was always going to happen.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I think I'm running out of hats. I think.
You looked at me for a second. I was like, did that register in your head what I just said? You were sort of like...
Do I? No. Yeah, I think I'm running out of hats.
Maybe. We'll see.
But I have to buy some.
I don't know about that.
That's a bit extreme.
We'll see you...
I'll just expose the hairline.
In the next video very soon. Nailed that one.
I nearly said really.